Black and Latino division is profitable if they divide two of the most influential communities and create hatred amongst us, then they profit. Some of our people from both communities are so brainwashed, our own people forget their roots. Forgetting your roots is a good thing because for them, if you forget where you came from, then you forget how powerful you are. When I dive into my presentation, Real Masters of STEM, I explain how the ancient Kemetic civilization has a lot of the STEM and technology that we use today, starting with the IFA and the binary code. Instead of dividing, we need to unite. We need to stop allowing people distract us from the truth, reduce the noise, learn more, and focus.
A message to the Latino community.
I find it kind of funny that y'all Latinos are choosing to be combative with Black Americans because y'all getting shipped the fuck up out of here. And at first we were like, okay, we ride with you, but not physically. We're not riding with y'all physically. But showing up to a Juneteenth celebration is ultimate disrespect. Showing up to what we celebrate, y'all ain't fight. Y'all did not fight to be in this country. Now, we do know there is a history of the Mexicans allowing said slaves to come over. And then you guys teamed up. But make no mistake, you all have aligned yourselves so fucking hard with the Trump supporters that you think that you can deflect on us. Check this out. I'm glad that I wasn't at the Juneteenth where y'all showed up, because I would have been snatching y'all motherfucking signs down. Yeah, snatching y'all shit down. Because guess what? Y'all got blessed with businesses that we couldn't get blessed with. Y'all go and hate on us to HR. Y'all on the contract sites, on the sites, deep reporting us. So now it's your motherfucking turn. Deal with it. Stop coming for us, because this smoke y'all do not want. I don't give a fuck how many of y'all get on here talking about, oh, this, that, and the third. We don't give a fuck at this point. You showing up to our celebrations. You have never taken the time to understand what the plight of the Black person is. But guess what? Your lifestyle is funded by us. We fund everybody's motherfucking life. From the Asians to the Hispanics to the Middle Easterns. Y'all come in our hoods, y'all set up, y'all act funny, and then you think that you should have the entitlement not to get your ass kicked out of this country because you're not here on the right circumstance. Hey, we can't help that we was incorporated into the Constitution. We cannot help that they cannot seem to get it right when it comes to us. But make no mistakes. Y'all not the only ones getting deported. Y'all not the only one getting ISIS raids. But guess what? We kicking back. We drinking our water. We minding our business. Don't show up to our motherfucking events, because it's going to be a problem. I'm so happy that I was not there, because I would have been tearing y'all motherfucking signs.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Africans. I hope you're faring well where you are. Now, you understand that Black people are not immigrants. Yes, Black people are not immigrants in the United States of America. And also they are not refugees, right? So there are implementations that has to be met before an individual become a natural, or rather becomes a citizen to a country. We have the registration, we have the marriage, we have citizenship by birth, and then we have citizenship by naturalization. Those are the 4 steps that many countries adopt for an individual to become a member of their country, in short, to become a citizen. You understand also that Black people who went there, went to USA or the Americas forcibly. It was not out of will. Immigrants, when they go to a place, they go out of will. Perhaps it may not be out of will, but it's unlikened to that of the black people, right? Black people went there through slavery, the triangular trade or the transatlantic slave trade. So there has been some conflict surrounding the issue of deportation that we are now facing with Trump and his people. Now, the Latinas are somehow complaining, why do you deport us and you leave the black people? They don't belong in USA, they belong in Africa. Physically, they may belong in Africa, but by naturalization, by birth, they belong to the United States of America. And so I stand strong as I say that black people are not immigrants. Black people are citizens of USA. And if there's anyone to be deported, it's not them. Maybe the Latinas, because most of them are from the Central America and South America and Mexico perhaps, but black people are not immigrants. So let's listen to some of the complaints or some of the arguments that these Latinas and Hispanics are trying to bring forth about black people being immigrants and why they think blacks should be deported the same way they are being deported. So without further ado, let's dive in and let's check it out.
He wants to keep helping Latinos in the U.S. Let's do things the right way and let's keep growing. Let's keep growing as a family and let's make America great again.
Necesitamos a Trump. Let's make America great again.
A lot of Latinos, we stand strong next to President Trump. Let's make America great again. Let's go.
I'm just happy we in good hands. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community. Especially, we're going to make America great again.
I'm glad I gave that vote to Mr. Trump, and me and Anuel AA are here supporting. Que viva Puerto Rico, and let's make America great again.
Congratulations, President Trump.
We need you. We need you back, right?
Do you know who they are? Do you know who the hell they are? Come up here, just fast, fellas, come on. Because I don't know if these people know who the hell you are. But it's good for the Puerto Rican vote. Nikki Jam, do you know Nikki? She's hot.
Latinos have to be more delusional than J-Lo thinking she's really Selena to believe that black people can be deported in their own country and that black people are immigrants.
Are you people insane? What are you talking about?
Through my short tenure on this app, having conversations with people throughout the diaspora and people from around the world, it has come to my attention that many do believe that black people are actually immigrants in the country that we hail from. This is why we get hit with, where are you from? And when somebody says Georgia or New York or Detroit, they're like, no, where are your parents from? And I'm like, New York. They don't get it. And it's like, you arrived here as an immigrant and you think America is a white country. America's never been a white country. America has always been a multi-ethnic country in which white people have been the majority of, never been a white country. So you don't look at a black person or a native person and be like, oh, you're really American. That's just the reality of this country. We'll always say the only real Americans in this current iteration of America we have are white people, black people, and Native Americans, because those three people have been here since before the inception of America and during the creation of America. Everyone else came after. All the other European immigrants came through Ellis Island. The Italians, the Polish, the Jewish people, the Greeks, all of those people are later additions. We've been here since before all of them. So how can a black person be deported? I would implore you to actually know the history of the country you're living in or trying to occupy. And before you speak to someone who is actually a descendant of the people who have been here since the 1700s, do better. I mean, do better. I mean, this is a sad attempt at you trying to force my hand to support Latinos because of what's happening right now. I do support everyone, but to say a comment like this is dumb because black people cannot be deported because we're from here. Now, can other black immigrants be deported? 1000%. I have family that can be deported because I have family from all around the world. But I'm American. But that's a different conversation in terms of identity politics and how Afro-Latinos or Caribbean or Africans identify in this current phase of America. Latinos are the ones that are being targeted right now. Asians are the ones being targeted right now. And Latino people have a history of anti-blackness and a history of colorism within their community. You guys are racist towards your own dark-skinned people, your own black people. So you have to stop looking to black people for like unwavering support, and then in the same sentence be like, well, you're next, or you're ghetto, or you're this. And it's like the underlying tones of racism and threats that you guys put in your messaging aren't helping your cause.
Why are Latinos asking Black people to join them in the protest? But last month, Black people asked Latinos to stop saying the N-word because Black people find it disrespectful when Latinos say the N-word. And Latinos were so offended that they started disrespecting the Black community. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I want to say something. If you've been following me for a while or have gone through my videos recently, you see that I'm constantly pushing for unity between communities. Majority of the Black people in the comments are stating how they get a lot of disrespect from the Latinos, and majority of the Latinos in my comments are actually really disrespectful to the Black community. And I've been pushing for unity because these protests are not where we're going to unite. There's something bigger to come where we need that unity. And something that I've been noticing during these protests is a lot of Latinos are asking the Black community for help. And when the Black community states how they don't want to, or they don't feel like they should, Latinos are disrespecting them with racial slurs. There's a video circulating on the internet where a Latina is yelling the N-word in a very derogatory form to a Black police officer. How is that helping our cause when we're asking the Black community to join us? There's videos on the internet where the comment section is full of hate from Latinos to Black people because the Black community doesn't want to join us on the protest. And while sure, I agree that this is everybody's fight, Latinos, we need to take responsibility and acknowledge the fact that this is our fault. I find it very ghetto and disrespectful for us to be saying the N-word. I find it very disrespectful for us to be even saying the M word, that stands for Beatles in Spanish. And while I am going to have a lot of people in the comments saying that this is all politics and about the Latinos for Trump BS, this has nothing to do with politics because it is before Trump took office. We were put against each other back in the 1970s and the 1980s. And we're a product of that now because it was our parents that were put against one another. Why? Must I remind you that back in the 1960s when we were all united, we actually got things done, like the Civil Rights Act movement. Latinos tend to forget that Black people, the Black community, were out protesting for field worker rights, immigration rights with us. And the Black community tends to forget that there were Latinos marching with Martin Luther King Jr., down to the point that we do have a statue for MLK in Mexico because MLK was a huge impact in the Latino community. And while I do not agree with Cesar Chavez and the stuff that he did to the immigrants in the United States, Cesar Chavez, amongst many other Latinos, were marching with MLK. Black Panthers were protecting Mexicans, while Black Panthers also helped start the Brown Berets. We have a lot of history together, and this is why divided we stay conquered, because together we get things done. So no, I'm not asking the Black community to come out and march with us, to protest with us, because this is something small compared to whatever is about to come. I'm asking the Latino and the Black community to take accountability for whatever we have going on and start asking yourselves, why have we been put against each other? And why have some of us actually gone along with the way that they want us against each other? Why is there hate amongst each other when we've done nothing but unite in the past and get things done? Where does this hate come from? I've had my fair share of experiences with racist people in the past, but those people do not define the communities that they come from for me. There's always going to be racists within each community. So to my fellow Latinos, we've needed unity for a long time from other communities, and now we're reaping the consequences of us being hateful towards other communities. We even have hate within ourselves. And until we take accountability and change that, no one's going to come out to our rescue.
Hey guys, quick observation. I think I found another piece of the puzzle when it comes to trying to figure out why the Latinos voted against their own interests. Latinos, Hispanics, all of them. I've been hearing these reports come in that the Latino Hispanic community actually believed that African Americans, us, were immigrants, and that all of this immigrant mass deportation of the immigrants, they were thinking, since we were the immigrants, that we would be the ones deported. Now, my first question is, how the hell did y'all come up with that African Americans are immigrants? We're not immigrants. We didn't come here on our own. We didn't cross any border on our own. We didn't do that. Excuse me. We were stolen. We were bought here. We were brought here. We are not immigrants because we were brought here and then our ancestors procreated. We are citizens. We've been in this country long enough that we are citizens. The immigrant status does not apply to us. And because you guys were so uneducated, and I don't know who you were listening to, but you believe anything when it comes to black people. Your anti-blackness egged you on to believe this foolery, that we're immigrants. Not once has African Americans been described as immigrants. Who told y'all that? And why the hell are you stupid enough to take their word? All you had to do was Google. Bam, right there. There's your answer. But it's been reported a lot of them really and truly, honestly felt that way. And they thought we were the immigrants they were talking about. And because they have no love lost for us, they were cool with that. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's why that 68 or 78% of Latinos in Florida, that's why over 50% of the entire community voted for Trump, because they thought they were giving us the boot. We've been here a hell of a lot longer than they are, and they come here with the arrogance to think that they could help put us out. I have no empathy, sympathy, compassion, consideration, zilch, none, nada. It is now being proven, and even your own people are coming out snitching on y'all how y'all truly feel about the African American race. So now I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Please go ahead and free yourself. Quit running around here acting like y'all some kind of way cool with us, or thinking we should band together now that y'all ass is in the sling. No, no, no. Keep that same energy. What you thought you were putting on us, you were actually putting on yourself. So I'm going to need you to keep that energy. We don't need anything else from you. We've got what we need. We know how you feel. We've heard your people testify how you were raised, how you were groomed to hate black people, to feel you were better than black people. And we do not forget the fact that you want to be so close to the white people, and you thought voting Republican would make them accept you, make y'all seem white, and it didn't. Because it don't matter what your skin look like. What you have not learned about the Caucasian race is that 1% of African American blood in you makes you African American. And that was the term they were using when they came up with that. Just so that you know. So it doesn't matter how you look, because there's a bunch of us out there can pass just like you can. But the minute your heritage, the minute your DNA is discovered, baby, you back on the heap. So y'all learn the lesson the hard way. And for the record, no, sweetie, African Americans are not immigrants. Never have been, never will be. So that deportation stuff, that don't apply to us. See, we were the people here that helped you get here. Because without Amendment 14, you wouldn't be here. But you know, y'all always love. You always love to kill the goose with the golden egg, so to speak. When you just did that. We were your best allies. We were the closest thing you would ever find to a real friend in this country. But y'all sold yourselves out trying to sell us out. So, happy selling. Alright? And happy Friday. And before I get out of here, I got one last question. Since y'all know we are not immigrants, is it great again yet? Asking for a friend. Happy Friday.
The last few days, there has been this conversation online in where some Latinos are upset that there are some black folk that are not going out to protest. I'm going to hold your hand while I say this, and I ask you to please keep an open mind. If you're Latino and you're upset that you believe that there aren't black people out there protesting in support of the Latino and undocumented community, you need to shut up, because you're wrong and you're pretty much biased. Because the reality is that, yes, there are some black people out there protesting together with Latinos. So I don't know why you're so focused on some people online saying that they're not going to go out there. When in reality, you got to remember that it was a majority of members of our own community that voted to elect the fool that's in presidency right now, and that the majority of black folk were against the current president right now, and that was reflected in the election polls. So instead of believing this narrative that seems to be existing online, go out there in the street and you'll see that there are black people protesting with Latinos. So either you need probably more black friends or to be around more black people to realize that yes, they are out there and that there are current black folks showing their support. You need to understand that Latinos are not a monolith, black folk are not a monolith, and putting this expectation on another group when members of our own group are the ops. Understand that a lot of the movements we see today, black folk organizing, have been the template for that. And do not ever forget that the 14th Amendment that gives us, the children of immigrants, the right to be U.S. citizens by being born here on U.S. soil is thanks to black people who have advocated, who have protested to be treated like U.S. citizens in a country that did not see them as.
Y'all seen that video of Latinos calling a black man a porch monkey? Check this out.
Fucking laughing and shit. I'm a what now? You say I'm a what now? Say it. Go ahead and say it now. Now you're on video. Say it. Oh, now you don't want to say it. You don't want to call me a nigga now. He don't want to call me a nigga now. You said listen to the what? He said listen to the porch monkey and go. Yeah.
This black man minding his business in the suburbs outside of Dallas, Texas. And this is how they talk to him. And you seen his response, he was still calm and peaceful. So that eternalized racism is deep in there. And they also call black people changa, which is monkey. It's a racial derogatory word. And these racial slurs aren't something that they parroting from a white person. This is in their culture. They created this. Forget about black and brown unity. What about some respect? And look at the picture of him. He could have easily got out of his car and mollywopped one of them. And he could have took on both of them. But instead, he still used respect, even though...
As Latinos, we need to have more empathy for the Cubans being wrongly deported because no, we don't, okay? This is exactly what you wanted. Inadvertently, you voted for this, all right? I'm reminded of that little jingle. I will vote for Donald Trump. And now that they're getting deported, I think, cógete a Donald Trump. You voted yourselves out. You voted your family members out by voting him in. You thought that it was only going to be los negritos, you know, the ones that look like me that were going to be, you know, deported, okay? And no. See, I know a Cuban guy. I knew a Cuban guy up until last week. His name was Usnavi. And if you know Cubans, there's always one of them named Usnavi. When your name is literally spelled out U.S. Navy and you have U.S. agents cuffing you, y tú estás, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Que te vas pa'l carajo ahora, eh? And this dude was a janitor, but janitor in New Jersey, you can make a lot of money. He had a pickup truck. Él tenía su banderita gringa, tú me entiendes. He was very proud to be an American. Come to find out que te enviaron pa' Cuba de nuevo. It's hilarious and at the same time it's upsetting. I've always gotten along con lo que no son niega raza. You know, the people that are Latin, Caribbean, that don't deny their blackness. ¿Por qué? Because our ancestors over here in this country used to hang together. You understand? Julio Roldán, 1970. Look it up. The information's out there, all right? Cubans, you got that movie Scarface, and it just put you on another fucking roller coaster of a ride in your mind. ¿Te creía que the world is yours, chico? No, it's not. And by the way, Al Pacino ruined that movie, and he ruined Carlito Way playing a Puerto Rican. And it wasn't me, by the way. I did not see Usnavi and say 1-800-YELLOW, 1-800 make the drinks cold. It wasn't me. It just so happened to happen that someone in his workplace didn't like him. They ratted him out. They got him at work, okay? That's crazy. It's insane porque he thought that they were only going to get the ones that didn't work. Motherfucker, they coming after you because it's easier to find the ones that are working than the ones that are not working. When people are working, you don't know where the fuck they at, okay? But when people are at work, it's easy to find them. Así que te cogieron. And I went to kindergarten, and I'm sure most of us did, and I was always taught that the color orange meant danger. Cuidado, por ahí viene algo. Green meant go, ¿verdad? Pero since forever, orange has always meant stop, drop, precaution, mira para los lados, something's happening. So I would never vote orange. It could be another orange person that goes up and they want me to buy vote. No way, you orange, bro. I don't trust the color orange. That's the sign of a penitentiary. They put them in orange so that you can see them coming from a mile away. This mother, his skin is telling you que viene por ahí, va a ser algo malo. Y como quiera la gente, no, ese es el mío. Cubans think that is family member. Like, oh yeah, ese es primo mío, puede ser el trompese. Váyanse al carajo, choco de pendejo. And by the way, you didn't see the writing on the wall? Like, you coming from a country where shit like this has happened, you didn't see like, oh yeah, this looks familiar. No. Hay que ser pendejo.
Other races are making weapons of mass destruction and taking over power, and black people are fighting for holidays, hair, food, and music. Well, that's because black people are not naturally destructive. As a collective, we don't want to nuke the planet. We don't want to blow everything to smithereens. We are actually nature's first choice. So we want to be at one with planet Earth. We don't want to destroy the ozone layer. We're not the ones spraying in the sky trying to block out the sun. We're sun people. Other types of people are barbaric in nature, more so in comparison to black people, Earth's people. And fighting over food, clothing, hair, holidays, that's culture, babe. And for me, it's important to preserve my culture. I take pride in being a black American woman. I do. I love being melanin rich. I loved Sunday dinners at my grandma's house when she would cook collard greens and mac and cheese and turkey wings. And I loved when we'd have fish fries when I'd go down south. I loved picking pecans from the ground that fell from the pecan tree in the outskirts of Augusta, Georgia, where I went every single year of my life to make pies. I love my culture. I love the way we dance. I love the way my hips sway to music. I love the way I wear my hair. I love how we dress. I love how we moisturize our bodies. I love the way we do everything, showers. I love my culture. So if we talk about preserving our culture, I'm not into ethnic erasure. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do to black Americans. Now, I glanced at your page really quickly. I'm not sure where you're from, but I did see that you were in the military. So your perspective on nukes and weaponry is extremely vastly different from mine. That's your lifestyle. So I understand why that's on the forefront of your mind. And I get what's going on in Iran. Like, I get it, right? But multiple things can exist at the same time. Yes, we do need to be, privy, aware, and prepared because we're sharing the planet with barbaric people, destructive people. Two things could be true at the same time. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. And thank you for your service. I pray that you're okay if and when you get deployed. Make it home safely.
So personally, as I shoot this video right now, after also carefully listening to the arguments of the Latinas and also listening to my fellow black brothers and sisters concerning this situation of black people, the immigration, the ICE raids, I can say, what is the benefit of bringing a man down with you if it is upon you that you are supposed to be facing some kind of punishment or some kind of judgment, right? What is the benefit of bringing someone who is not even part of that into your destruction? Is what I think the Latinas are doing. The Latinas have never thought of black people as equals. We've heard, I'm saying this from my very own experience. I've listened to fellow black Americans speak about it. The videos, the podcasts, everything says that black people are not appreciated, or rather they are not regarded as equal by the Latinas. If there is work, the Latinas always prioritize themselves, or else somehow they would even go to the extent of snitching, you know, so that blacks could not be hired to the same job. So they really don't have that love for humanity. And so that explains why they would call black people immigrants the same way as them. Black people are not immigrants, but we have black Americans. Let me be specific. Black Americans are not immigrants. The black people that are immigrants maybe are black people who are not native, or rather who are not born in USA. By the beginning of the video, I told you we have naturalization, we have birth, we have by marriage, we have by registration, right? So neither of these does the Latinos. Most of them do not meet either of these. Most of them just jump over the fence with their families and try and find a comfortable living in USA. But the black Americans never did that. So I was telling you about naturalization, birth and registration together with marriage. If someone marries, if a black person marries a Latina, by any chance they marry one another, the Latina will become an American, because that black person, if he's a black American, that Latina now will take advantage of the citizenship by marriage, right? So if they stay for so long, or rather if a Latina stays for so long, they become so well acquainted to the American environment with no any crime records, they become citizens by naturalization. And also when they give birth to a child, this child will be a citizen by birth. And also if a plane, there's one crazy one, if a plane was flying and a baby was born on the American airspace, that baby becomes also an American citizen. All of these are not met by many Latinas. So maybe the blacks that the Latinas are speaking of are not the black Americans. Perhaps they are speaking about black people who are from other parts of the world, such as Africa, such as the Caribbean, South America, name it, any other place other than the United States of America. But for those of our brothers and sisters in the US, they are not immigrants. We cannot be immigrants in our own space. No. If they were given a choice, they would have not left Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. So for many reasons and for many discussions, doesn't make any sense to call a black person who is a black American an immigrant. Makes no total sense. It's just insane to think of it that way. Yes. So guys, if you like what I do, kindly subscribe. I'll surely appreciate. Yes, see you in the next one. These EFK original documentaries. I think I need a new pair of glasses. These are worn out. They are not even balanced. You see? Yeah, see you in the next one, guys.